This is GB24. Live 24 hours a day.
Thanks for joining us. We've got Jane's weather for young children and old babies coming up in about 15 minutes. But first, today's headlines. Paid loot boxes in Star Wars Battlefront 2 and Shadow of War cause internet outrage. Scientists shocked at discovery of paid loot boxes in full-priced games. And new research shows that the vast majority of ordinary consumers won't give a shit about any of this. Now, for the latest developments on the Star Wars loot crate situation, we have this report from our correspondent on Tatooine.
And we're out.
What do you think about all these loot crate business?
What do I think about it?
You got one?
Oh, yes, I did.
Very
there
nice.
he is. There
How'd
she
you
was.
get it?
Well, my friend lined up to get it, and then
So you just cashed it on
his
that?
girlfriend bought one as well. So they had two.
Okay.
And now I have one.
Great. Have you played it yet?
Oh yes.
Is it good?
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Oh, that's fucking weird.
Oh.
It's
so tiny. It's ridiculous.
It's really weird. It sounds dumb, but it's like a little miniature replica, which is what it fucking is.
And I love it. It's because it's exactly how I remember it.
Yeah.
Like it literally.
Except
is.
we had like a sticker.
Yeah, we had a sticker there. No, it just said Super Nintendo.
Yeah, it was.
It was a blue.
Nintendo,
Yeah, it was Super Nintendo one there.
Magazine.
It's
It's weird how like that is a design thing to me. And on the two-player controller,
Well, that-
we had this.
no,
Little,
this
we
is
had a
exactly
little blue
right.
sticker. I don't know what it was.
So when I got the controller for the first time, I had the first player controller, and I was like, oh, that's good. And I looked at the second player controller, and I'm like, doesn't that usually have a small blue sticker in the middle? And then I realized, oh, that's what we did the entire time we had it. We had that
it
little
seems
sticker.
like a design feature
Yeah,
on them.
it's
that has
ridiculous.
that sticker.
But it's really good. And this is the little front opens up.
Oh, is
So
the-
like that to put the
the
controllers in.
controllers?
Yeah, to go in.
Oh,
like
so
that.
it's got like fake.
It's got
housing.
fake fronts.
So what have you played so far?
So I went straight into Super Mario World, which is the classic, and I just love that game so much. But I've realised now the levels are ridiculously easy. At least what is it, Dino Island, where you get Yoshi and
Yoshi's
stuff.
Island, yeah.
It is so easy. The levels are really
But
short.
it's the start.
But yeah, it's a start. And then because I didn't get hit by anything. I didn't die at all
You're
for
an
the
adult
first
now,
like
mate.
6.
You're a
Well,
man.
yeah, debatable. But it was just awesome when you start playing again. And you know what's one cool thing that I totally forgot about is it's got the Mario music, dun, 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 and then when you jump on Yoshi, as the bongos come in with the bongos, and it just started going, dun, 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 and I just like, that's freaking
really nice
awesome.
little
I really
thing.
like that. So smashed out. So
Do you reckon, because my big thing with the whole thing is the idea that as an adult, like the rose-tinted glasses of playing these old games, like I'll be interested to see if as you go on in Super Mario World, if it'll be as difficult as you kind of remember it, or you'll just cream the whole game. I imagine it'll get more difficult as you go on.
I think there'll be some point. I think the funniest thing is though is that you're not being able to save it all the time. Like you can only save it at a castle.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, a castle or the blocks.
things. Yeah.
And it came up with continue and save, and I was like, oh. But this actually has a feature where it's inbuilt where
like
you can
save
state
Yeah,
at any
cool.
time and stuff like that. The only thing is you can't blow into the cartridge. You can't do that.
It'll just always work.
It just always works.
the
It always
beauty of
works
it.
every
It's the
single
beauty of
time. It always works.
So are you, because I'm interested here as well, are you more interested in the games we used to play?
Yes.
Or the games that we never played?
Well, initially it's all about the games that we always played.
Yeah.
So it's Super Mario World, Donkey Kong Country, which is still awesome.
Yeah.
We didn't have Link to the Past, so we're interested to play that.
Yeah, that'd be
the
cool.
other one that's on there that I really wanted to play that I always heard about was Secret of Mana.
Yeah.
And that people had always said that's really good, and then because we never got it, whatever, I felt that like, oh, that time has passed. I can never play that game.
Because you really like those big
RPGs and stuff like that, exactly.
Like Chrono
And-
Trigger and stuff.
Yeah.
You got
And
into
so
that.
that'll be good for me because I felt like, oh well, I'm never gonna play. I'm never gonna fucking bother to like.
Well, because I like Super Metroid was a game that it's kind of annoying because I literally bought it, I don't know, a couple months ago on the Wii U Virtual Arcade because I had some credit. I was like, I'll just get it because I've always wanted to play it.
Yeah.
And that was a really interesting game because I'd always heard so much about it and it was so formative for a lot of different genres and stuff. so maybe it's a whole bloody genre in itself.
Yeah.
That going back and playing as an adult, I was like, oh, this is cool, this is great, I'm really enjoying this. Because I remember playing it like at Myers in the city, playing Super Metroid, and I remember the blue doors on the side and shooting them to go through, and I just didn't know what the fuck was going on. I was like, what is this game? This is shit. This is terrible. I don't enjoy this at all. And now coming back to it as an adult playing it, I was like, this is a very good game. It's very, very good.
Yeah.
But so I think that's a really good one you should try out that we never played, but I think you'd really enjoy.
Yeah.
Super Metroid.
Oh, and Mario Kart is the other one.
Is that? But I don't know if that's going to be...
It's not... The thing is, because Mario Kart has survived and it's had new iterations and everything like that.
Way better.
It's gotten way better. And playing it, it is like,
all the lessons they've learned, they haven't learnt them yet.
Oh, yeah. It's nostalgic. It's ridiculously nostalgic, but at the same time... Oh, and Star Fox is the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I remember playing Star Fox a lot. I remember playing Star... You don't remember it?
I remember playing it, but I didn't play
And then I love the little characters. All the other guys would come up and say, think like Falco.
Is it just Toad and stuff?
No, it's Falco, Toad, and...
Is it Toad, or is that Wind in the Willows I'm thinking of?
Yeah, maybe.
Drives a big car.
We're going motoring. Star Fox. But yeah, and it has the unreleased Star Fox 2 on it.
This is cool because this is one of those things that it's like something that got stuck in development hell and would never, or some weird company bought the rights and got it. Like, you know, there might be a film that it can never be released, or an album that can never be released. And now they have it here and it's been released. It's crazy. And
you can't play it until you've played Star Fox 1 on it.
Is that just like kind of tutorial?
It's just like
thing?
well, no, it's just locked and it says finish the first stage of Star Fox 1 to get the honour of playing Star Fox 2. Yeah. But I heard a thing about the development team that worked on Star Fox 2. When this came out, they had a launch party. So it's like literally 20 years later, they all got back together and they all got around. They were like, "Hey, it's been released." They got.
Well, I was listening to the Giant Bombcast today, and they were talking about how people are now taking, because it's like full version of it. So they're actually ripping old carts and installing it on old carts, but you need the particular chip that I think it's only like Yoshi's Island has. So they're getting like Yoshi's Island carts, taking out the Yoshi's Island and putting in their version of Star Fox 2. So then you can sell for like, you know, $80 or whatever, a new version of Star Fox 2 on a proper SNES, which is weird. The other thing I find really strange with the Super Nintendo was the naming convention. How like all the games suddenly became Super. And it's weird, like that just wouldn't happen anymore. You wouldn't have like, oh, and here's PlayStation 4 Uncharted, like and PlayStation 4 Uncharted another one. Like it's weird that just was the thing that they did. Every game is just going to be Super because it's the Super Nintendo. Yeah.
Well, it would be it's like the Xbox 360. 360 golf, 360 this, 360 that.
That's a way better example.
Yes, correct.
Thank you very much.
Yes, exactly. Another thing is with the controller's actually quite short.
How's the cord length?
And because you're now playing it on massive TV screens, it actually means that I'm right in the freaking game itself.
I love this game.
But so what you do is you get a longer HDMI cable and you just run that from the back. So this is still close
in your room.
Well, yeah. So you get,
that's really
as opposed to
weird.
Getting a lengthened, like a control length, it's easy to get an HDMI
But
cable.
is it kind of strange going back to these days of cables?
Yeah,
I remember that transition and that was so awesome. And you didn't have that thing of, you know, when people walking and stepping over the cable in front of the TV and all that shit. And not, like I remember there's a time when I was playing God of War, I remember I was really frustrated, but I wanted to sit at the couch, but you had to have it like at the front of you because the cable wasn't long enough to sit back in the chair. And occasionally, like, when you die and stuff, you'd forget and you go back and it's like, oh fuck.
Yeah. I played Street Fighter, the Turbo one, and just really hard, like really hard. Without going like Ken or Ryu, which is just quarter forward punch. I'd just forgotten all the moves and everything, and it is just a case of there are 3 moves. And they're the moves.
Yeah, it's really.
Whereas nowadays it's all that combos and all that sort of stuff. Whereas it's a more pure.
Well, that like created. That's
concept.
The weird thing with Street Fighter is like, you know, it's not a bug, it's a feature. Like the whole comboing and shit and presetting moves and stuff like that was not designed in Street Fighter 2, but it just was something that happened and people worked it out over time. But I'm wondering with the controllers, because they're so ergonomically shocking.
Are you going to say it really hurts?
Yeah, is it?
Really hurts. So I was playing.
Imagine if the controls were MIDI as well. They made everything MIDI. We didn't think this
I'm
through.
just
What are we doing?
But it was, I was playing it for a little while, and my hand like legitimately got sore.
Yeah, shit.
And then I'm thinking back to, we used to play it for like non-stop hours. So how we don't have these gnarled
It's the
arthritic hands.
small children hands.
Oh, maybe the
It
full
fits
small
them
nimble
well.
hands.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was playing for a little while, and I was like, oh, they've really come a long way with ergonomic controllers and
Yeah.
sitting in your hand nicer and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Also with Mario, one thing that came out recently that just hit the internet that I didn't really, I don't know if it's been, it's probably one of those things that's been around for ages, but
yeah.
it kind of blew up again a few weeks ago, was, I don't know if you know, but when Mario is, what I thought was giving direction to Yoshi to stick his tongue out,
Yeah.
it's actually Mario punching Yoshi in the back of the head.
Yeah, I did read that as well.
And it's like, boom, and I always thought it was like, go Yoshi,
Yeah,
lick.
but he's punching
And
it.
you watch, and then Nintendo's confirmed, like, yeah, it's punching in the back of the head. And it makes, it builds that world of like, there's that gif of, Mario, you going off the cliff and you jump off the cliff and you let Yoshi fall down. It's
Yeah.
like, he was just a bastard, fucking Mario. No, Mario was a bastard to Yoshi.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just like, punch him in the back of the head, jump him down cliffs. What are you worried about?
Well, it just comes back to the dinosaur slaves.
The dinosaur slaves
and Mario's
of
just
the
coming
Mushroom
through,
Kingdom. Yeah.
punching you in the back of the head.
They've got no rights.
It's ridiculous.
Yoshi rights for the
Alright, back in
dinosaurs.
5,
Okay.
4, 3, 2.
Thank you, Tuscan Raider. He'll be back later.
And in greater numbers. Still to come on the program, my review of Cuphead. It's pretty good.
And this cunt, selling a SNES Mini on eBay for $999 plus postage. Back in a moment.